And I think Johnny Yellow and you are the primary ones that always keep hitting on that we're going to be here for a lot longer than many people
Yes.
think. They're trying to, they've got their rapture rug ready to go, and you're saying, no, roll that thing up.
No,
And if,
and I don't have to argue with anybody. You just wait and see. You'll be in
yeah,
heaven enjoying yourself, and they'll be still down here waiting on it to happen.
yeah, and of course, yeah, if someone passes into glory, they're home. Other than that, and how did you say, or how do you currently say it, as far as how far in the future you already know we're going to be here? How would you put that into words?
How many years have I seen
No,
into the
no, no.
future?
How many years in the future do you feel like we will still be here? What has God shown you as far as how long we're still going to be? Like
Well,
100 years,
I can tell you this,
200?
none of it really ends until after the millennial reign of Christ, and that's 1,000 years.
Okay, so this
There
will
will
go.
be people, okay, see, there will be natural people who have not been born again at all, and some who probably have, that will be here during the millennial reign of Christ.
Okay,
It talks about kings. This is in the Bible. I'm not making it up. In the Bible, it says that there will be kings who are present when Christ is sitting on the throne in Jerusalem, and he will tell them to bring their glory and what they have before his throne, and they will say, no, we will not do that. We're not going to honor you. We're not doing that. And he will say to them, I will not send rain on your land. That is scriptural. Those people are not born again. Those are people who are still on the earth. As long as Christ is here, people can still get saved. Yes, people can get saved during the millennial reign of Christ. They can. If that's what they desire to do, they can go right to him in person if they want to. So people who say it's all wrapping up right now, they're not even reading their Bible.
yeah.
Okay, because the glory has to come. The manifested sons and daughters have to come. The baptism in fire, it has to come. The wealth has to come to be given to the just and the righteous. It is going to happen. There'll be a point where we'll have more than the wicked will. I do know that because there'll be things we have to pay for. A lot of us, I'm not saying just me, I'm never just pointing fingers at me. Anyone who's a believer, who's been following Christ, who's been obedient, who's been doing things he's asked and was very happy and openly worships him, they're going to be blessed beyond measure. These things still have to happen. New inventions have to happen. That glorious city it talks about in the Bible where the people cry when it begins to crumble, it hasn't even been built yet. It's not even here yet on the earth. It's not even time for that to be built yet. There's things that have to be built, they have to be invented, be built. There will be big wealth transfers taking place. Baptism in fire, which is really just that. It's baptism in fire that will burn the whole world out of you, and all you'll care about is Christ. I know I've had a measure, not a fullness of that, but a measure. And I'm telling you, those things still have to happen. And then they will go right down into eventually will go into the tribulation, eventually to the end of that, and then the millennial reign of Christ, the 1,000-year reign of Christ, whichever makes you happy to say, they're the same thing. Christ will sit on that throne in Jerusalem for 1,000 years. And then after that, because Satan won't be on the earth during the 1,000-year reign, it clearly says he'll be bound in chains and thrown in a bottomless pit for that 1,000 years. And then after that time, he will be loosed for a season. And that's to tempt people who've been born during that 1,000 years. Hello. Everyone has to be born again to get to heaven. And then that's going to be a whole new season, the millennial reign of Christ. And then after that, there'll be the testing of the people. And then at the end of all of that time, and that great battle comes, and they will come to try to unseat Christ on the throne. The Father will send fire from heaven. He's going to cinder them, people. This is all scriptural. And only at that time will time itself stop. The new earth will be made. We will not need a calendar to run our lives. In heaven, they don't use calendars to run their life. Events are what people follow in heaven. Okay, God's timeline shows events that are going to happen. I've seen a part of the timeline, and I can tell you every one of those things I mentioned is going to happen. And the Father said, I will not cheat my son of these rewards I have given him for those who follow him, to see them operate in the glory, operate in the baptism in fire, the lightning power of God. The manifested sons and daughters that will speak to the land, the sea, and the air, and it will listen because they have Jesus Christ living inside of them. Christ in you is the hope of glory. Those things are happening. They will happen. And for a season, darkness will be pushed back. You don't have to believe anything that I'm saying you. I'm saying things I heard told to me in heaven while I was in heaven. And from Christ himself, he has told me these things. So I do know these things are going to happen. They're in the Bible. God is not going to take them out of the Bible to appease people who don't want them there.
Right, right.
Make sure you have a whole Bible, people, when you go buy one.
That's the
Because
truth.
it makes a difference when you have the truth. And knowing that truth, the Word of God will make you free. So the glory of God is coming in great measures. And it will change you. It will change the way this life is even lived in this world. And I have seen some of the new inventions that are coming, trains that run on light, super trains. I mean, I've seen all kinds of things that God has taken and shown me. And trust me, people thought maybe you were seeing the fake earth or the fake heaven. Oh, no, there's something you can't fake. The manifest presence of the loving God of heaven and earth. He has it all. It is his. It doesn't belong to the devil. It doesn't belong to the wicked. It belongs to him. And until he says it's over, it isn't over.